All right. So, yesterday I posted a video about how I would never forgive a three-time Trump voter, and I stand by everything I said in it. I mentioned in that video that I was raised evangelical Christian and that we were told that our souls could be damned to hell if we vote Democrat. My cousin commented on my video and said if anyone questioned what I had said, he could confirm the validity of it because he was raised in the same church. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that because sometimes I feel crazy when I think about the way I was raised and what we were taught. But unfortunately, what we were taught about how our vote is a reflection of our faith is not uncommon within any denomination of Christianity, as far as I know. While churches remain tax exempt, they routinely preach politics from the pulpit. There are preachers that are very blatant about it, and there are preachers that are a bit more subtle. But the pew to pole pipeline is very real. And it goes like this. Your pastor is subservient to God. The men of the church are subservient to the pastor, and the wives and children are subservient to the men. The pastor instills his will into the men, who are also taught that they are leaders of their household, and that their wives and children are a reflection of their success or their failure as a man. So if the pastor says, a vote for a Democrat could damn your soul to hell, the men are now responsible not only for their own soul, but the souls of their wives and kids. It really plays on their masculinity and their fear of losing their families in an afterlife. Now, the man fears if he votes Democrat. That alone would be one sin worthy of eternal damnation. But his family has an additional fear of the sin of voting Democrat, but that would also be compounded with the sin of disobedience. By going against what they were told by their household leader, they are directly going against the pastor, and that means they are directly going against God. This is a form of voter intimidation through fear-mongering, and it's done from a pulpit. The first time I was able to vote was when Obama was running for re-election in 2012 against Mitt Romney. In our house, there was no discussion about the candidates or their policies. We were just told what time to be ready to go by to go to the poll to vote against Barack Obama, who to us was the Antichrist incarnate. And yeah, it was a family affair. We either rode together or we met at the polling place, we publicly prayed outside of it, the whole nine. I did secretly vote for Barack Obama, but I think it was out of sheer spite for being told how to cast my vote. Leading up to the presidential election of 2016, I was at a gas station when I got a text from my father. It was a group chat with other voting age members of our family, and it said something along the lines of that my dad and uncle had gotten together and it had been decided that our family would be voting for Trump as he was the candidate who most closely aligned with our Christian values. I remember texting back and asking, why am I a part of this group chat? Because not only was the idea of Trump being a Christian laughable, but I was a fully independent man. I was 23, I had moved out, I was moving on with my life. I was the head of my own household. While the question read, why am I a part of this group chat? The real question was, why are you, a grown adult man, telling me, another grown adult man, how I should be casting my vote? Let alone all of whoever else was in that group chat. And I realized that my father believed that even though I was no longer a member of his household, I was still an extension of his household. Everything I did as an adult was a reflection of him and again, his success or failure as a man and a father, even how I voted. He still believed he had power over me because he was told by the pastor he did, and the pastor was told by God he did. Now, this is just my personal story, but my experience is in no way unique, because this form of voter intimidation is not by accident. All of what we're dealing with right now, the mobilization of evangelical Christians to boost Christian nationalism, which helped platform things like TPUSA, it's all done by design. And it's not a new one. We have repeated the plan of the moral majority from 1979 brought on by Jerry Falwell Sr. And while the moral majority was disbanded in 1989 because the white men who led it couldn't control themselves sexually or financially, the damage that they did in that 10-year time span, we never recovered from. And the ideology that they use still lingers to this day, as does their playbook that TPUSA used to gain power and get Trump reelected. I'll probably keep making these videos because I want to tell my story. I want others to speak up and tell theirs too. But again, I have no space in my heart to forgive these people. The fear-mongering religious figureheads and politicians, they're living their heaven on earth by playing with our lives on a daily basis. Again, if there is an afterlife, I don't know where they're going because they're not getting into heaven and hell don't want them either.